There is a place where what we call God meets itself. It is a place of indescribable beauty and quiet joy, peace, bliss, and eternally warm love. You can reach it at any moment, without taking a single step. It is a place towards which, in order to reach it, you do not have to walk, drive, fly, run, or do anything. Although you can do all of these together, arriving at that place is not conditioned by physical movement. It is a place that can be reached equally successfully by not arriving. But regardless of the fact that it does not necessarily involve movement, and that there is no single path to get there, it is still one of the greatest journeys in everyone's life. A journey of self-understanding and self-recognition. The only condition that needs to be fulfilled, and what is truly important, before you start that roadless journey is to leave behind the heavy backpack of judgment, arrogance, pride, worry, mistrust, and fear. Leave the complicated and drawn geographical maps of the mind. Forget what someone else said and experienced and the path they took. Be a light to yourself. All you need on that journey is to be guided by the compass of your intuition and open yourself to that which is miraculous, holy, mystical, that which does not think, that does not wait for the response and permission of the rational, that which calls you from within to make that leap of faith, no matter what preconceptions your mind has about it, because it is a place beyond mind and logic. To start on this path, move from active thinking to relaxed being and experiencing. Surrender to the beauty that is, and before you know it, you will find yourself there. And when you find yourself there, you will suddenly realize that it does not exist there, and that it never existed except as an idea in your mind, but that it is there forever, only and always right here and now. Hidden right before our eyes in the astonishingly simple obviousness that passes our restless mind, lies the vastness of the perfect and the holy. Silence your worries and you will understand. Life is the perfection of beauty. If existence were just 1 degree short of pure perfection, then nothing could exist. Everything would instantly fall apart and simply disappear. So everything is already perfect and beautiful in its completeness as such by itself. Nothing needs to be changed, nothing needs to be repaired or saved, except for your own ignorance. The only thing that makes this perfection seemingly imperfect is solely our inability to recognize and understand this simple truth, and instead expect something different, something unusual. And all we really need to be able to see that simple and obvious truth is to let go of our complicated ideas and preconceived expectations of what should and should not be, and instead simply be with the beauty of what is. Self-realization is not the achievement of perfection, but the recognition of what is already perfect as such. The way to yourself is the way to here. How can you move towards where you already are? You don't need to go anywhere. Just recognize that you are already where you need to be. It really is that simple. Life is simple. Reality is simple. The truth is simple. It is just being. You will never find the truth in what is complicated. Everything that is complicated is not natural because it arises from doubt and fear and requires thinking. The key to truth is in recognizing and accepting what is. And this is most easily achieved by noticing beauty. Beauty is the expressed perfection of love through which it recognizes the magnificence of itself. Beauty in all its forms, not only generally accepted beauty, but all beauty. Whenever you notice beauty, whenever you recognize it and become aware of it in your life, even if it is only for a short time, you are without exception instantly transferred to a state of absolute peace, tranquility, joy, and completeness that is without thought, and that is God. There is no other God independent of you. You are God in every spontaneous moment of love, joy, and admiration for the beauty of everything that is. This is what we call God. This is the complete realization of your own being in all its natural magnificence and splendor. This is what all scriptures, all spiritual traditions speak of. You don't have to do anything. Just be there, in that eternal presence into which time dissolves until yourself loses its self-importance, and only that remains, pure being, pure love, and acceptance. Then, life becomes the divine nectar of being. Because the place where God dwells is never and cannot be anywhere else but here and now, in you. All the time hidden and quietly accessible in the holiness that lies beneath the thick layer of worries, fears, and noise of your egoistic thoughts. Therefore, just be and you will know with your being.